Today we're diving into Adobe Premiere Pro 2024, one of the ultimate tools for editing videos in 5 easy steps. Before we dive in, here are 4 reasons why you should learn Adobe Premiere Pro in 2024. 1. It's a professional video editing software. 2. It's industry standard. 3. Easy integration with other Adobe Creative Cloud apps such as After Effects and Adobe Photoshop. 4. Regular updates come out every year for this software. But before we dive in, there's a download link below that you can download the video files to follow along today. I don't have the audio there because I downloaded the audio from a royalty-free website, but you can go to the link, download the video files for free so you can follow along with me today. Let's dive in. Before you start editing in Premiere Pro, I highly recommend that you keep your files organized in one location, because you learn and as you develop and become a better video editor and you edit more videos, you're going to realize that things get messy real quick. And it also helps when you're trying to locate files, locate projects, if you keep your stuff organized in the earlies. So let's go to the Documents folder, Clip 1, Clip 2, and the music file that we're going to be using today for editing. So I'm going to create a folder called this Drone Clips, and then I'm going to put these 2 files in here. Then I'm also going to create the next folder and call this Music, drag the music file in here, and then I'm going to create one more folder called this Premiere Pro Beginner. Then I'm going to drag that folder into Premiere Pro. So let's put the drone clips and the music into it. But I recommend that you store these on an external hard drive, such as a solid state drive, or if you're on a cheaper budget, just get one of the regular external hard drives for the time being. So I'm going to open up Adobe Premiere Pro 2024. So when you first open up Adobe Premiere, this is what your screen is going to look like. Then you're going to click Create New Project. Once you click Create New Project, this screen is going to pop up. Now, when you first get into Adobe Premiere Pro, it can be a little bit too much overwhelming looking at all these different screens and folders and documents, but relax. Don't try to learn all of this overnight. Practice makes perfect. That's how it goes, right? But yeah, the more you practice, the more you get comfortable with the software. It's not going to overwhelm you so much when you open up. So I'm going to go to the top here. I'm going to name the project that we're working on. YouTube Drone Edit. When you also open up Premiere Pro, this might be selected Create New Sequence. I like to turn it off so we can create it from scratch. Then I'm going to come here, click Create, and then this screen is going to open up. So before we begin editing, let's take a look at the setup of the software and the different screens and the different panels. So over here we have the project panel. That's where you're going to put all of your files, organize all your media, your clips, your videos, your photos, your audio. Everything is going to go here. Then here we have the timeline. Think of it as a factory, or this is the kitchen, where you're going to put all of the parts that you're going to assemble for this car into the factory, and you're gonna assemble it on the timeline. This is where you're gonna work on your edits and stuff like that. At the top here we have the program monitor. This is where we're gonna preview what we're editing. And then on the left over here we have the source monitor. This is just where you can check through your clips to see what the different files are. Okay, so let's import some media to start. So I'm gonna double click here. I'm gonna go to my Documents folder. I'm gonna click Premiere Pro Beginner, click Import. Right, then once I click Import, it's going to bring my folders in with the files. You see, it says Drone Clips, Music. So as I said before, remember, the timeline, think of it as a factory. This is where you're going to put all the parts that you're going to assemble. When you think of the sequence, think of the type of car that you want to use to transport all your video and audio clips, whether it be to Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or TV. Now we're editing, let's say, we're editing a 1080p clip. We want to use a 1080p horizontal clip for YouTube. You're going to go here, click Sequence. You're going to select 1080p 24. Before I put the clip on the timeline, I'm going to double click on it here. And I'm just going to pull this. Okay, I want that part of the clip. Then I'm just going to click on this icon right here, drag it into the timeline. Then I'm going to look through the next part of the clip Okay, and I want that part right there. So I want it to begin here, so I'm going to use this icon right here to mark in. I want it to stop right there. Then I'm going to use this and drag it down here. You can also zoom in on your timeline if you like to see better by clicking right here. Let's see, I'm going to look through this clip and see which part I want to use. Okay, so I want it to start right there. No, actually, yeah, I want it to start right here. End it right there. Put it in the timeline. Go back out. Get the music that I want. Drop it in there. And on the timeline, the first clip will be the first clip you want the viewer to see. The second one will be the second one, etc. And that's how you lay it out in the sequence. Right, so if I click play here, yeah, that's it. We already have our first edit. It's basic, but yeah, we got our first edit. Now let's talk about some of the basic editing tools. I'm going to show you the two most basic ones to get you started. The first one is the selection tool, which is this one right here. You use the selection tool if you want to move clips around. So if you don't want this clip to be the first clip and you want it to be the last clip, you would select the selection tool and you move it to the back. And then you can just select these and move them to the front, close that gap. That's the selection tool. The other tool I'm going to show you is the razor tool. Now let's say, for instance, I'm going to zoom in, click right here. Let's say I wanted this clip to end earlier so I can bring in a new clip. I select the razor tool. I'm going to select right here on the clip, and that's going to cut it. Then I'm going to go back to the selection tool, press delete the file, move these clips up, and that's how you would cut clips on your timeline. Okay, let me show you how to create a vertical video for social media. As I was telling you before, the sequence is like a carry, so we need to create a vertical carry to send it to Instagram Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. So you click, you're gonna click this icon right here, new sequence. You're gonna go to settings and you're gonna adjust the frame size. Now vertical videos are usually 1080 by 1920. Then you're gonna click OK. I'm gonna go back to my first sequence, Command C or Control C on Windows, copy and paste those into the vertical sequence. Now it doesn't fold the screen, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go at the top here. I'm gonna click on the first clip. Then I'm gonna go at the top with Effects Control, click on Motion, and I'm just gonna scale it in to full the screen. I'm gonna do the same thing here, scale it in. Oh, I didn't select it. Yeah, make sure you click on the clip that you want to scale in first. Then you go to Effects Control and scale it in. And that's how you created your vertical video for Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Now I'm going to add some text. So I'm going to click right here on the text tool. I'm going to call this YouTube video tutorial. Oh, my spelling is bad. Use the selection tool to move it around on the screen where I want to have it centered. If I want it to begin at the start right here, I'm just going to pull it up to the front. Or if you want to edit this, you double click on it. It's going to open up the text editor. Yeah, I can click this icon right here to have it centered in the middle of the screen. You can change your font here. You can also add color if you would like. So after you would have added the text, you can just come to the top here, click on this burger menu icon, hit close panel. It would take it back to the regular setup that we had before. Press play to preview it. Okay, so this video is a bit long. I want to cut it off. Select my razor tool, select my selection tool, select the part that I cut, delete, pull the clip up, and I'm going to pull this over the top of it. If you want to add a simple effect, we're going to go to our effects panel, click right here, effects, and I'm going to type in dissolve. Dissolve is one of the most popular ones that a lot of people use. I'm going to add it right here on my text at the beginning, and then the end, that's going to fade it in and fade it out. And then I'm just going to call this one 1080p. Rename it TikTok IG Reels. So as you see at the top here, it's going to show you which sequence you're working on. So this is the TikTok IG Reels video, and then I'm just going to click on the title, press Command C. As a matter of fact, I'm going to click on the title, right click, hit copy, go back on the 1080p video, and then I'm going to press Command V or Control V on Windows. I'm going to paste the title on top of this clip, pull it to the end. Now let's export the video. I'm going to go to start here. I'm going to press this icon right here. So this is the start of the video, and this is the end. Yeah, we actually can cut the audio too. So select the razor tool, cut it, select the selection tool, select here, delete. And then I'm going to go to the effects panel. I'm going to select a audio fade out transition called exponential fade. I'm going to copy it, or I'm going to click on it and pull it, drag it right here on top of the audio, and that's going to fade the audio out with the video. And actually we have to put a dissolve as well on the video clip, and that fades everything out. So as I was saying before, this is the start of the video. I'm going to select this icon right here to mark it in. I'm going to go to the end of it, mark it out. Then we're going to go to the top, file, export media. It's going to ask me for the location of where I want to put this file, so I'm going to click here. Then I'm going to select that icon and go to my documents folder, select Premiere Pro Beginner. I'm going to create a new folder, call it Exports, create, save. So it already has the name of the sequence, 1080p video file, video 1. Then I'm going to click export. Then we're going to do the same thing for the TikTok format or the vertical video format. Go right here, select mark in, come to the end, mark out. We're going to select our razor tool, cut the audio, select our selection tool, delete the part that we don't want. I'm going to add a dissolve on the end of the video clip to fade it out. And I'm also going to add a fade on the audio to fade it out as well. As we can see here, go to the top, file, export media. And that's the good thing about naming your sequence. You see, it already has the file name of the sequence, so I don't have to rename it. It remembers the folder that we selected for the export. Then I'm just going to click export. So there you have it. If you found this tutorial helpful, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more Adobe Premiere tips and tricks. Remember, practice makes perfect. So keep experimenting and creating. Thank you for joining me today, and happy editing. And yeah, comment in the video below anything else you want me to learn. As I said, this is just a beginner. I'm going to do more advanced tutorials, and we're going to go on a journey step by step, every step along the way. Thanks for watching.